Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm actually back with another video, and let me push this back a little bit. And in this video, I'm going to be talking, actually, I know I can probably go back a little more. There we go. This video, I'm going to be talking about my shirt's coming out, that was kind of dumb. The pros and cons of social media. And this video was recommended to me by my good friend, Sam Lurch. Out of his like 35 suggestions in the comments. I appreciate the comments, everyone, much. You guys commented a lot on the video, and I appreciate much. I'm going to try and do all those videos over the next month. I'll start with this one because I thought this one was good. I talked kind of about this stuff in the past, but I thought I'd go back and again. In this video, recommended by Sam Lurch, was the pros and cons of social media. So, let's get right into it. Social media. We all have heard of it. We all probably have had it, or we still have it, or we have at least one form of it. And some people consider different things social media. Some people consider YouTube social media. Some people consider Pinterest, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Google Plus, Tumblr, all that stuff, social media, Discord. And some people argue, and some say some aren't. Some say some are. Personally, I think the main three when I think of social media is Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Facebook, I consider it kind of, but it's more so turned into like just a older grown-up place to talk to their relatives. I guess it kind of is, but when I think of the three main ones, I always think Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. YouTube, I personally, myself, I don't really it kind of is depending on what you were doing on there. Actually, I'm going to cover that light, looks a little better. If you are posting videos like how I do, or you comment on all that stuff, then in a way it kind of is, but I don't consider it as much or as dramatic as some of the other three. But YouTube and Facebook still and all that stuff can have its own plenty of drama. I think let's dive into kind of the Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat stuff. So, I made a video all about Snapchat, probably about 6 or 7 months ago, I think it was. And I'll get into that one later. I'll talk about Instagram now. Instagram. Probably the most popular three, it's getting up there. Snapchat and Twitter are kind of declining a little more. Instagram's kind of becoming a little more popular. My personal favorite of them all, and of the three, I think it causes the less drama of all of them. But there are tons of pros and cons about it. I think social media can be good because it can make everyone feel included sometimes, make everyone feel like they're all friends. But there are times where someone would post a picture, or say they go out to the bowling alley or out to eat or to a football game or something, and then someone will see that and then have hundreds of likes, and someone will be like, wait, why didn't I get invited to this? And that always causes drama. I have seen this. I know plenty of people have had experiences like this. Or not so much the football thing, but I've known a lot of people who have had problems like this. I personally haven't really had much of that stuff because I kind of tend to invite most people to things, and I don't post every single thing I do. And it's more so, I don't have a huge, massive friend group there. This is more so some people who have thousands or hundreds of followers that all go to their high school or something. I've noticed that someone posts a picture, someone in the comment section will be like, oh, why did I give because I look at some pictures. I get recommended pictures for the high schools in my area. There's always photos, people having a fun time, and someone's always angry in the comments. It's just an absolute mess. I think that's one of the biggest, if not the biggest problem on Instagram. Another thing too, I think this goes for all social media platforms. There are people that will block people all the time, and some people might not know the reason they got blocked. Sometimes they just do it just to be a jerk, and that causes. That's just okay. They've known a few instances with some of my friends have gotten mad at other friends of theirs, and some of them are actually my friends, and they just all start blocking each other. Personally, I think you should never block someone unless it is extreme case, or if you feel really threatened or violated or something bad has happened. Because I feel like blocking causes more problems than solves. It breaks friendships. It destroys just good relationships. I never have ever blocked anyone really, unless I've gotten messages that are really for bad nasty websites or hackers or saying you want something free or something. Then I'll block and report them. But outside of that, I never have blocked anyone unless they post something really rude, extremely rude or mean, or a threat or something. But that's a big problem I've noticed with social media. I personally see people have dealt with these problems where someone might get blocked and someone else, it's like a chain reaction. And someone else gets, and the person on that person's side gets like, well, it's blocked them, and then they get mad. And it's a constant going reaction. That's why I don't feel like blocking gets you anywhere. I think it should be a last resort thing where you shouldn't do it because it just causes, I really think causes more problems than solves. And I'm guessing if you're between the age of 14 and 20, I'm guessing you can really relate to this video quite a bit, or you've got experienced this or known plenty of people have had these problems. So there's pros and cons. I mean, it's nice posting this picture of, say, you and your friends might go out to some fun, or you're at a restaurant or something, and just post a nice picture. But I mean, it can be fun. I like looking at people's pages and like stuff, but I don't like obsess and like live on Instagram. I mean, the problem with social media too is people become addicted. And by that, I mean, I have known people that spend 4 or 5 hours a day literally on Snapchat, Instagram, or Twitter, or Facebook, YouTube, or any of this stuff. Mainly, the main three I have, as I said before. Facebook, honestly, guys, I don't know a whole ton about Facebook. I had it like 11 years ago when it was going big. Because I wouldn't really know what I was doing either. I don't even know the password or anything for that account anymore, so that's kind of long gone. You could actually probably look it up. It's just Zach Chatel. It's like a picture of me doing this, like with my tongue out. I was like 5 years old. It's still on there. But personally, I think I think the blocking's a big problem. I think someone getting jealous is a big problem. Don't post anything either controversial or bashing somebody. Keep that private between you two if someone's having problems. It's just kind of nice or sometimes nice to just share your opinions on there, or just kind of tell people. Well, there's opinions where it's just kind of like talking about stuff, and there's just absolute messes. Like then it gets annoying when someone goes on there thinking they're a politician and posting about politics and stuff, and like trying to start wars and stuff. I mean, I would say Twitter is definitely the worst for that. I mean, every time I go on Twitter, I remember going back on 4th of July when I went there just to see what I said, like, hashtag, I just posted a picture about Happy 4th of July to everyone. And literally every post was just like, they were like bashing certain politicians or certain people that literally, like, that's not what we're celebrating. We're not celebrating certain politicians. We're celebrating our independence and to be United States of America and be proud Americans. People turn and spin things so much. That's why I think Twitter is not the greatest. I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers like Twitter because they need to contact their subscribers, or it's best for contacting people, or or if someone has information or ideas or just many things. A lot of YouTubers like using Twitter as like their main contact source. But I have a Twitter. I don't really use it that whole time. I don't think I have it downloaded at my new phone. I just don't find it that interesting, or really nothing on there is ever that good. It's just someone ranting about politics or something. It's never anything's really good on there, I don't think. I personally think Twitter's like it basically almost feels like just like a news source. I mean, people just go on their rant about like stuff they really don't like or post their opinions about. It's never just like a good comment or how you do it. It's just an absolute mess, it seems like. Now, Snapchat. The single worst one of them all, I really, really think, and I did a whole like 20-minute video about this, I'll try and sum it up in like 3 or 4 minutes, is the worst one. I mean, you can disagree with all I want. You're not changing my mind. I'm sorry. My experience is, it causes so much chaos. The snaps that you can only see for like 10 seconds are gone. I've known so many people who that has gotten in trouble with their parents or other friends because it's just like, it's very, I mean, some of you probably know. I'm guessing a good amount of you know. A snap is where you like take a picture and lasts for like 10 seconds. The person can be like view it once and it's gone forever. And then sometimes people send inappropriate stuff on there. Sometimes it wouldn't be the greatest. Sometimes it's just be drama. And then some people find out about this. And it's just, I feel like snaps is just a very sneaky way to get behind people's backs. In a way. Wait a second. Sorry about that, guys. And, I just feel, I had a lot of bad experiences with it. Not so much people got mad at me, but it was more so people will get mad. I mean, the Snapchat is literally just massive group chats a lot, and those can go, I enjoyed some of those I was in a lot. Like, there was a couple I was in, everyone was respectful of each other, everyone got along, there was no cussing, swearing, bashing anyone, just completely calm. And there's just some where it's basically a battlefield. I mean, it's just constant cussing back and forth, swears, bang, bang, boom, shots fired, drama caused. And people do this on like social media all the time. Oh shoot, focus in, camera, focus in. When it does that. Why can't that focus? Okay, there we go. I've seen people get in these big mass fights. I have friends that have done this. I have seen it. Where they will get massive fights on there, complain about someone, whine, and like school starts or you guys, or there's a social event or something, and everyone acts like everything went all fine, okay. No one acts awkward at all. It's like nothing ever happened. And that's why I really didn't understand about Snapchat. It just was so that people act like nothing happened if you saw a person in real life. Like social media, it feels like a war zone sometimes. Like everyone happened. Like people do stuff on there. Some people just like trash talk for fun sometimes, and so or might get massive fights. And then a lot of times when everyone sees something in real life, it's like nothing ever happened. It's like it didn't ever happen. I know a lot of you probably can relate to that or have seen that. That's just what irritates me a lot. It's just like I don't understand. I mean, it's kind of good they're not fighting out in public or something, but it's like it didn't make sense to me personally. I did not understand it. Where does quarter come from? It was just like, I mean, Snapchat was, I had enough of it. It was just becoming too much, and then too many problems and chaos, and I just deleted it and I was done with it. I haven't gone back since. I've been Snapchat free for a little over a year now. I only had it for like 3 months. A lot of times too, you would feel like you were tempted to wait back for someone to text you on there. Like there were some days after I got my concussion actually before my concussion a couple of summers ago. I would just sit on my phone waiting for someone to respond. Like I really want to respond badly. Like I felt like I didn't need to respond, or they'd look something they wouldn't respond. Sometimes I got a little upset by that personally. Because one of the things I think I've said before, one thing that really bugs me is when people don't respond to your texts when you've messaged them or something, or you can tell they've looked at it. That's always ticked me off a lot, and still does quite a bit. I mean, sometimes people have legitimate reasons, or they might have accidentally opened it and they're going to respond back to you, but for the most part, that always just kind of bugged me. And that was a big problem for me personally on Snapchat. That was just, oh. There was also a lot of times, what was that? There's also a lot of people who report people, even if they were very good friends, or block people, as I said before earlier. I've ranted about the bads of social media. I'll go on a few more goods now. Goods, I would say, like, everyone can feel like they're all sometimes a big family sometimes, or they just kind of all feel like they get along in there. It's kind of nice to see a positive picture from someone posted or seeing someone's fun times. Oh, that reminds me of another thing. One more negative edge. Another thing, too, is people see, and I'm not bashing these people at all, but, like, people will, like, that have, like, really nice, expensive cameras, say, and, like, might be somewhat well off, or they'll post pictures of them, like, at the beach all the time, or at some big social event, or at some, like, mansion, or some parties. And a lot of people feel like really discouraged and like, am I some low life when they see that on social media? Because they're like, I'm not doing this stuff and I don't understand what's going on. The truth is, I mean, those people have just as many problems as you. I mean, people will try, there's a lot of people who try and hide behind social media because they have such a bad life or just it generally isn't the greatest for them. That like, I've seen plenty of them. Like, I see this stuff and the days in between them will be like 3 or 4 days between each picture at least. And these people, don't think these people have it all off good and stuff. I mean, they have problems just like us. It's not, just because they have some nice camera and they might be some parties, it does not mean they don't have, say, their own anxiety or problems at home, family problems, or school. I mean, they're just like us. Honestly, a lot of times the smaller guys or smaller girls, people have the smaller income pages, have some of the nicest, most positive posts that don't get their name out there because they don't have all these fancy party pictures or I did this or that. That's why it's kind of sad. Some of these nice people in the world will never get well known, get to the top, or like get the respect they deserve. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, there are some people who do, but for the most part, sadly, it doesn't ever happen the whole time. But you gotta surround yourself by good people. I mean, that's a problem with social media. I mean, there are people who come on there that could be perverts, people who just want to get attention, cause trouble. People hide behind social media too. They might say something on there that they would never dare ever say in real life or like in front of their parents ever because they're going to get in big trouble. I mean, I've had people comment my post before, saying "kill yourself" or "you suck, you snotball" or something like that. I just like. There have been some where they put like a cry emoji just as a joke and all, but there's been some where they've been really dead serious in that, and that I'll just block immediately because that's like not like if you're telling someone to go kill himself or it's like that's not okay. That's crossing the line way too far. And it's just a lot. I think there's more. I honestly personally think there's more cons than pros on social media. I think you also need to limit yourself to it. So people can go on there, like I can go on Instagram. That's the only one I really use much, and post like pictures like a couple times a week, and everything stays fine for the most part. I get around 10, 15 likes, and I don't cause a whole trouble. I don't go looking to comment people's posts or bash somebody, but I think the problem with social media itself isn't super duper horrible. I'll take my more cons pros. It's very it's kind of hard. It's just I feel like it's the person itself that's more the problem. Like people get so addicted to it, they don't know what to do, and they just stir up and are looking for something to happen, whether it's good or bad. A lot of times more bad. Social media itself, I don't think is like horrible. You just gotta know how to limit yourself. If I had to say if there more pros and cons, though, probably a few more cons. But if you know how to handle things well, I mean, you can totally still be fine on social media. Limit yourself. Don't say your whole life on there, guys. Don't act like if you see someone post these pictures of all these parties and fancy mansions or like where they're all supermodels or something. Don't. I mean, they have a lot of those guys have or girls have horrible, miserable lives, or they're just trying to get attention. I mean, it's not all glitz and glamour. I think it is. Yeah, but overall, I think if people know it's just social media. No, I think it's honestly good to have at least one form of it. Preferably, I would say Instagram's the best. Twitter's just kind of people who rant. I personally think Snapchat just causes an absolute mess. It seems like, and from my personal experiences, Instagram, I'd say, and I've talked to a lot of people, is probably the best, and most of them all agree with me. Probably 85%, 90% agree it's the best of them all. That's gonna do for this video. I know it's kind of long, guys, but I want to make somewhat of a long video because I know some of you guys like. I'm trying to make my videos uh, around between 12 to 18 minutes, preferably, because I know some of you guys don't like the whole 25, 30-minute long ones, and some of you don't like the like 5 or 6 minute ones. But I think around 15 minutes is a reasonable amount. But yeah, thank you all very much for commenting on our video for ideas too. I'll be doing those video ideas in the future. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button. It is much appreciated. It gives me a lot more confidence and motivation to keep going on this channel. And yeah. Oh, thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.